Rocking and rolling, huh? What is going on YouTube and TikTok? We are just getting started with a little Amazon FBA Q&A. We got the TikTok live here, rocking and rolling. For those of y'all who are new, you're going to hear me plug this quite a bit this week, but make sure that you guys are following me on YouTube, the app with the little red play button. That was not, never mind. The app with the little red play button, @ is Luke Basha, just in case TikTok goes away Saturday. I'm hopeful that it's not, but just in case it does, make sure you go subscribe. Yo, 13 reviews. 13 of my reviews came in. I have a 4.9 rating. You think I should run ads now or wait till 20 to 30? It depends how fast you can get those other 7 net. If you can get them in the next week, then honestly, I think it would be more of a net benefit since you've waited this long to wait until you get 20. That would be my recommendation. I've been doing a lot of research about Canadian Amazon FBA, but it's still confusing. How do you start? Step 1, create an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software and find a product to sell. Oz, I don't want to say this in the way to like make you feel bad or anything, but it's actually quite simple. There's a lot of details, and I know it can become a lot, kind of like information overload. So I'm not trying to discount that you're struggling or anything like that. But the steps are quite simple when you do break them down. If you were to write them down, like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and that would be my recommendation to you. I have some videos. I just posted a new YT video on this. I have a TikTok series on this as well. It's a playlist, AMZ free course. Goes through each one of the steps, what to do for each one of those steps. Don't look at Amazon, and this goes for everyone. Don't look at Amazon when you're starting as this whole thing, right? Like, yes, there's a lot of aspects. Little things you need to know most people don't tell you. Oh, brother, I don't know if you're new here, but you've come to the right place, Oz, because that's not me. So unless you're doing arbitrage and wholesale, then I can't give you the answers to those little things that you may want because I do private label. But when it comes to private label, my friend, I do not gatekeep any information. Like I said, that free course that I posted on TikTok, it's like 20 plus minutes of free content, A to Z on how to sell on Amazon. I gave you guys a free course that people charge for on TikTok. I talk like in part 2, for example, I go over the exact product criteria that I use, exactly how I do product research, and exactly how to analyze products. So not just research them, like the steps on how to research, but how to analyze a market, how fast you should be analyzing a market. The information is out there, brother. There's more people now who teach Amazon than when I first started. But I think we all know the reason as to why that is. But anyways, there's more people who teach Amazon now. And although not everybody gives the best information, there's a lot of information out there for the taking. I know that, like, for example, anyone who's interested in the private label business model, my YT, my TikTok, I'm getting a call. My YT, my TikTok, are great resources for anyone who didn't want to necessarily like pay for a course or anything. For people who wanted a more in-depth guide, I do have the AMZ Masterclass. But again, if y'all are new here, you guys are going to learn that the point of these lives and the videos isn't necessarily to shill the program, just to answer people's questions and give people value. Hi, bro, can we get Vine program from AMZ? Yes. And how many products they take for Vine? 30 products per ASIN, Jan. Motivated. Thank you so much for the follow. Do you open up an account in Canada or anything to start? I sell in the US. So yeah, I sell in the US. I do have products in Canada as well. I would recommend looking into the US market. Nevertheless, it's still the same steps. You would just need the business documents that Amazon requires for Amazon CA. When creating a shipment plan, do I check the box that says I want to ship Amazon Logistics? Only if Amazon is going to be shipping your products, Mr. Amazon FBA. Otherwise, no. Do you need to open a business account in Canada? Oh, I answered that. Lightfoot, thank you for the follow. Bro, you're in the wrong live. This is about Amazon FBA and e-commerce, brother. Thanks, but we can choose the quantity ourselves to less or not. Yes, that is correct. How to start private label? Do you need to come up with your own name? Yes, but that's like literally the easiest part. Dude thought you were on vacation. If you're referring to my IG stories, that was a trip that I was just on. Two things with that. A, I forgot to post all my stories while I was on vacation. And I want to have the highlights for the IG. And number two, you guys will never, anytime you see me like with a post and you think I'm somewhere, I'm never there at that moment. I don't dox myself. So like I'll post my travel videos once I'm back home in beautiful California. I do private label, bro. So neither wholesale or OA. Do you register for Vine program first? And how do I do this? Yes, you have to you have to register for brand registry. Once you have a trademark linked to your Amazon account, then you're going to be able to submit your products into the Vine program. Do your guidelines on FBA help both Canadian aspect of it or in USA? Yes. There's one thing that I said. Sorry, negotiating a purchase right now. Where was I? So yes, it will be the same. The only aspect that would be different between Canada and the US is it's somewhat different criteria. I think those two markets are pretty similar. We have products that do well in the US that do well in Canada. So it would probably be the product criteria, but outside of that, the fundamentals, advertising, the strategies, everything would be the same. You mean catalog approval? So what business model are you doing, Jan? Can you repeat the Vine question he asked? I actually don't even remember what the question was. Do I have to? Yeah, I asked. It was, do I have to register for Vine first? Do you buy from Alibaba? Yes, Abel, I do. Majority, yes. How much do I need to get started for a beginner? 3K USD minimum. Also, y'all, I just posted. Hold on. It's going to be worth it. Stay 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Hold on. It's worth it. I just want to prove a point. Oh, almost go. Okay. Going to show everybody. Gonna show everybody. Okay. Please know that I'm not trying to flex what I'm about to show you. There's a method to the madness here. When I say the answer to that question, how much does it need? I'm not talking about the person who asked. I'm speaking generally. I almost guarantee that most people think 3K, I'm out. That's how much you have to start a business. I'm good, dog. I can understand the mindset there, but I want to show everyone something. Obviously, it costs money to start a business, right? So, you want to go make 10K a month, but want to invest $0. But that's not the point of where I'm getting at. People think that 3K is a lot. And I'm not trying to discount that it's not a lot of money or anything like that, or a decent chunk of, shh, be quiet, phone or computer, goodness. Anyways, not trying to discount that it's not a lot of money or but I had to prove a point. So I started a new series. And today we have already made some progress on this new series. Again, y'all, please know I am not trying to flex what I'm about to show you. This is not by any means like, oh, let me do a money spread to all of you guys. The series is called 3 Racks in 30 Days. Okay? I'm giving you, I have 2 videos recorded, but you guys are getting the sneak peek on the series. 3 racks in 30 days. I always say it costs minimum 3K, 3 racks, to start selling on Amazon. Maybe 3K. I know it was for me when I first started my journey. The thought of having to spend the amount that I needed, which was about $3,900 for me, was crazy. I actually started my business with $4,900 because I needed some approval tests. But I wanted to make a point that the idea of, oh, that's too much money for me to start is merely an excuse. It's not a valid reason for you not to start. Luke, how could you say that? Well, I started a series, 3 Racks in 30 Days, where I am going to start. I already started, but I am starting from $0. I'm using none of my own my current businesses. I'm using nothing except what I would have if I didn't have any of the businesses. What is that? The things around my house. Okay? So I literally today started with $0. Y'all, I'm going to say it for a 5th time. I am not flexing this money. This is a couple $100. It's nothing. Proving a point. But today, starting with $0, we have 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $330. 10% of the way there, and I started today, day 1 of the 3 Racks in 30 Days series. The idea of I can't save up enough money or I don't have enough money is merely an excuse, and I'm going to prove that in a series that I will put out on the internet to always be there forever for everyone to always see. So, that being said, I have a YouTube video on this. Oh, this guy. So I have a YouTube video on this, how I would start with $0, or what I would do if I was starting over from $0. And I think people think the things that I say in videos are just because I like to hear myself talk or I like to say cute little things. No. So if you go watch that video on YouTube, you will see that the advice that I give is what I am living out right now. Again, I'm not flexing this money. So day 1, $330. I have a few more things listed. You guys will see what I actually sold to get that $330 when I drop the videos in the series. But one day in, and maybe I'm being cocky because I don't necessarily think I have 3K worth of stuff that I'm trying to sell. So I might have to get creative. Maybe I'm going to have to use some of this capital, go to a garage sale, buy a couple more items, and then flip those for a profit. But and to make it even more interesting, 30 days, I'm going to say that it started today because that's the day I started. This weekend, busy, birthday weekend, so I'll be away. Literally 3 days after that, I'll be in another state for like 5 days. And then 14 days after that, I'll be in another country for a month. Why am I saying all of this? And I'm operating multiple businesses at the same time. Even with all of those things, I do think that I will be able to achieve the goal of 3 racks in 30 days. So stay tuned, y'all. I think it'll be a fun series. I've been really into the series recently. We have the 0 to 1 mil series for those of you who have not seen it already, taking a brand new Amazon seller account from 0 to $1 million in sales and documenting every step of the journey. Second series, which we just closed out last week, is a full step-by-step A through Z guide on how to sell on Amazon, a free course, 7-part series, 20 plus minutes of in-depth content that I put out for free on TikTok. And now we have 3 racks in 30 days, which I did steal the idea from my buddy Jaff. Everyone make sure you go check out Jaff's page, Really Jaff. he did a 30 racks in 30 days series, which obviously is much harder than 3 racks. But I wanted to prove a point for Amazon specifically. Anyways, back to it. One of my products was selling well. Ran out of inventory for a month. Now I don't get any clicks. Eddie, you may have to get a review or two from a friend and family. Try to give you a little boost there. That could help. Number 2, go in and optimize your PPC strategy. If you're not getting any clicks and not getting any impressions, you may have to optimize your bids. And it's usually going to be a little slower of a start, but once you start getting those clicks like you were before, you're going to start having similar conversion, and then you're going to have similar sales, and then give it a week or 2 from that point, and I think the sales will be the same. What do you think about drop shipping? It's not for me. But yeah, you have any experience? And one more thing, if I said it was good or if I said it was bad, shouldn't dictate your decision whether it would be something that you're interested in. You have experience with doing FBA with packaged food, gummy supplements, but not like packaged food. Cam Dog, thank you for the follow. Jan, I just see that you said yes, but I went on a whole rant, so I don't remember what we were talking about before. If you could please remind me, how do you find good selling products that barely anyone is selling? Well, if barely anyone is selling it, then barely anyone is searching it. If barely anyone is searching it, then barely anyone is buying it. What you want to find is products that have good demand but lower competition. You'll never find a good product that has barely anyone selling it. Unless you started selling the product the day after it came out onto like a brand new product was invented, then it's like barely anyone selling it. You know what I mean? But outside of that, you will have minimum 50, 100 plus competitors selling the same product as you. It's about standing out, differentiating that product from the competition. Arturo, send me a message on Facebook, my friend. How many products in 1K? 1 product for private label. How to start a business. I mean, what business do you want to start? If you're talking Amazon, step 1, create an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software. Rhythm 99, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Also, y'all, shameless plug here. Just in case TikTok goes away, I'm hopeful, but just in case it does go away this Saturday and you guys still want to see my content, still want to see all the series, my videos, the lives, be sure to follow me on YT, the app with the little red play button where you subscribe to people on, at Luke Basha. I'm actually currently live there right now. Do we need a credit card on file or debit card is fine? Needs to be a credit card. Any advice on finding a private label startup or finding a product for a startup private label? Yes. If you go to the free series on my TikTok, it's under a playlist, AMZ free course. I have a 7-minute video on how the product criteria that I use, how to find a product, and how to analyze a product. If you want to see step by step, I'd go watch that video. Also, by the way, just another shameless plug. If you guys think that that stuff is good, what do you think is in the AMZ Masterclass? But just stick to a good product criteria. Make sure that you don't just click copy and paste on what everybody else is doing. You talk about on gating on your YouTube. I have a hard time on gating. I do private label, Cassandra. So I don't do arbitrage or wholesale. So no, I don't do ungating. Beauty of private label. Hi, what do you think about PickFu? I'm a big fan. Iman, also good to see you. I'm a fan. We've actually been utilizing PickFu more recently. What's the recommended startup amount for private label? 3K USD. No, I don't do drop shipping. Morningstar 007, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you and everybody in the live vibing, asking questions. Where can I learn more about PPC ads? I have a product working with a creative to do branding, but I have no clue how to do ads. Well, you shouldn't. Wait, I have a product and working with a creative to do branding with a creative agency. I wouldn't work with any agencies for PPC ads. Number 1. Number 2, go look at my free TikTok videos, my free YouTube videos. I go very in-depth on PPC. If you wanted the most in-depth guides, on Amazon PPC ads, then that would be in the AMZ Masterclass, literally the most in-depth guide on PPC ads out there. How to start as a complete beginner. Step 1, create an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software and find a product to sell. Is starting with 5K USD enough? Yes. Unique Style, thank you so much for the follow. Johane, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate both of you. Thoughtful Thrill, thank you so much for the follow. You have a free course. I do. Because like I said, y'all, I obviously have the AMZ Masterclass, which the Harvard of Amazon private label education. Harvard's expensive, and I know that Harvard isn't necessarily in the cards for everybody's budget. Is my North Star to sell the course? No. Is it obviously a perk and a business and extra revenue? Yes, nobody's going to deny that. But that's not the North Star. The North Star is to teach people how to sell on Amazon. Hence why I do these lives. I'll answer everybody's question without gatekeeping. Hence why I have 1,000+ free videos on TikTok with no gatekeeping. Hence why I have all the YouTube videos. I just posted a free video today, how to sell on Amazon, step-by-step 2025 guide on YT. And then I also, on my TikTok, if you go to my profile, literally look right under my follower count and bio, it says AMZ free course under the playlist. You click on that, it's going to be a 7-part series, 20+ minutes of, and in fact, let me say this. Anybody who is ever thinking about joining a course where you're going to pay for something, and specifically an Amazon course, where you're going to pay for a course and you're only going to get a video guide, please save your time and just go to my free course on TikTok. The information in there is the equivalent, obviously, the short form. I mean, there's like some 7-minute videos in there, etc. I don't think there's a video under 3 minutes in there. But go check that out. More value than if you just bought a video course, in my opinion. How much is your class? Hop on a call with my team, Jacob. They'll be able to answer any questions that you guys have about the program. Let's get it going. Yo, I bought a MacBook. Now I'm saving up to start. Nice. Congrats. Do you think ChatGPT is enough for the listing creating? No, absolutely not. Even the AI tools right now that are designed, even the AI tools that are designed for listings, I don't think that they're quite there yet, let alone ChatGPT. Jacob, I'll say this. I know both of those guys, both great dudes. I've had students join from every single private label course that you guys can think of. Ask yourself this question. If you joined a course and you felt like it was enough, why would you join another course? Because AMZ Masterclass is the Harvard of Amazon FBA private label. Y'all can check out the TikTok bio to get in contact with the team if you qualify for the program. Jacob, another beauty of my program is that you will have direct access to me, my friend. I don't proxy you off to any coaches. We do have coaches. They're there, and you can utilize them. But my students are able to message me directly. I'm also the one who does the coaching calls every week. And if there have been a handful of calls where I'm not the one presenting because we want to bring on like a student or one of the coaches, and guess what? I'm still there on the calls in case people want to ask the person who they wanted to learn Amazon from questions. So let's get it, y'all. But and I want to say one more thing. That's not me saying anything against anybody else. Like I said, I know both those dudes, great dudes, but I also, two things can be true at the same time. Great dudes, the AMZ Masterclass is the Harvard of Amazon private label education. Can you talk about trademark cost and process? The process is pretty straightforward. Just contact a trademark attorney, pick a name, make sure that name is not already trademarked by either having them do a search through the USPTO, which will cost you a few $100, or do it yourself, which I think, we've pretty much done a basic trademark search throughout the entirety. The only time I paid for a search was my very first trademark. That being said, cost is going to vary. You can find someone on Upwork for $500. I don't like that route because I've seen people it work out for them, but I've just seen, like, if you were to take 10 people and each of them 10, 10, 10 does each one of the methods that I'm choosing, the people who do that method probably are going to have the most issues. And then you have contacting a trademark attorney independently, which is how I got my first trademark and how I will never get another trademark for an Amazon brand again. It's just going to be more expensive and take longer. In my opinion, and I have no benefit from saying this, but just the best option is going to be the IP Accelerator program. Who you use doesn't matter. Get a quote from everybody. I can tell you who I used if you want, but I don't want to make it seem like I'm shilling. Get a quote from everyone, because maybe there's going to be cheaper than the law office that we went with. They seem like nice guys, but I've heard good and bad about them. Let me say this, bro, because those are, I'll tell you guys a little story about them in a second. But the thing with that, bro, and I won't even spend too much time on this topic because I know y'all are here to hear questions about or answers about Amazon. People are always going to have something negative to say. There's people who have something negative to say about me. There was people who had negative things to say about Jesus. There was people who had negative things to say about Gandhi. You know what I'm saying? There will always be. I think it's up to us individually to kind of make those decisions for ourselves. Number one. Number two, you kind of have to like read between the lines. In that aspect, you can't take like the internet, like, people come in this live and talk nonsense all the time. You can't take like some random person, user 9743290, zero profile picture, zero accountability at face value. And you kind of have to make some of those decisions on your own. Because I'll tell you this, there's people that I know on the internet who do content where like the internet has a very twisted perception of them, and they're like really, really cool dudes, very genuine people, right? I'll give the flowers, like Ecom Side Hustle. He's one of them. He just knows how to troll the internet, and I know him personally. He just knows how to troll the internet, but like deep down, he's a dope dude. I'm not going to call out the other person by name, but then I know people who the internet loves. They think that they're a saint. They think that they would do anything for, like, they're just just the best person. And behind closed doors, those people are nasty. They'll do their own family dirty, So yeah, it's you kind of have to make those decisions for yourself. But back to it. Luke, you go over step by step buying product, making it yours, private label, like can you go over step by step product? Go watch the free course that I have on TikTok, bro. I go over every single step in depth. Can Can you explain CPC testing, please? I'm being asked for this. Yeah, contact your manufacturer. It's for a baby or toy product, I'm assuming, Cartier. You need it for products that are products for kids under the age of 12, and your manufacturer should be able to provide this. Sorry to get you off topic. No, it's cool, bro. It's just life, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't all have to be Amazon. We can talk about different things, different aspects, because it's also about mindset too. I will say this, like it's one thing if like one of my students came in and was like, yo, this course sucked, Luke sucks, he's the worst, all these things, then you're getting feedback from someone who's in the game. And it's almost like there's still other aspects, like why do you feel this way? Like, did you have a failed product, right? So there's still other aspects, but then it's like, okay, maybe that's a little more validity. But then if you have some random user 97342 spewing hate on the internet, like successful people just don't do that. But then people get skewed. I actually have I'm getting too off topic. Okay, but you get the point. I think it's important. You got to understand where people's heads are at, where people are coming from. You also have to understand that the internet is not reality. Where to learn Amazon private label? You're literally on a live that says ask any question about how to sell on Amazon. Ali, thank you for the follow. Is AMZ the name of your company? AMZ Masterclass. We also have the AMZ Masterclass optimized. How many brand I can register under one seller central in private label? You can do multiple brands. Like if you have brand registry, you can have multiple brand registries linked to one seller account. I hear you. We will talk. Looking forward to it, Jacob. Let's get it. Let's go. Also, y'all, I posted some gem videos. We haven't gotten a chance to talk about them yet, but I posted some gem videos today. Third and second to last video, I'm breaking down a step-by-step video that I just dropped on how to sell on Amazon. So make sure you guys go check that out. Oh, my actual brand? No, it's not AMZ. If you got a product from AMZ, it's likely from Amazon themselves, my friend. And then third to last video is how I would optimize product listing in question. And if we're taking it a step further, how I was saying, like people on the internet, they always just have a skewed perspective. I made a video about or trying to save people hundreds or maybe even thousands of dollars on product photography. So I'm like, hey, here's a photo box that you can buy. There was like 3 comments. This guy's just trying to sell his product. Well, no, because I would never share my product on the internet. I don't need your sales in that regard, right? To put my face in front of it, because we could just do faceless content. You'll never know it's my brand. So I don't need that, number one. Number two, like people can't see past their negative thoughts or their limiting beliefs. Like, no, in no world can somebody genuinely be sitting there just trying to tell people, hey, here's how you can get product photography done. I actually regret it. We just had the photo box up and the team was taking pictures of some new products that we had. And I don't know why, it completely slipped my mind to take a video of it. But like, it's literally, I practice what I preach, or I preach what I practice. And so I'm like, hey, this saves us, even at the level I'm at, this saves us thousands of dollars on photography. I guess we created our own like in-house photography. So that's one thing. And then you try to share that with other people. And most people are perspective. It's 99%. For every 100 people, 99 of you are going to be dope, supportive, just here to learn. And then there's going to be that one buster. But then the one buster comes out. And let me tell you, son, people can't see past that limiting belief, which is unfortunate. I bought a product. I answered that. Do you think ChatGPT is enough? I answered that, Iman. No, I don't. Not at all. It could be used as a good baseline, but no. I think I found a good product, but the supplier says it's minimum 3,000 units. What can I do? Either find another supplier or negotiate with that, because that's wild. No, this is a year time frame. That's funny. I wish, but if you see 2024. 2/29/24 and then 2/27/25. One year. Davey, my friend. I mean, I see that you follow me, but let's break it down, bro. I'm not even trying to come at you with these comments, but with those comments, my assumption is one of two things. You've either never sold a product on Amazon, and then in that case, how do you have the credibility to say that something's too saturated or that the fees are too much? Or you have launched a product on Amazon and you maybe, and again, I'm not trying to come at you or anything, and you maybe failed that product, you lost money because Amazon took too much fees. But then is that Amazon's fault or is that your fault, brother? Because I know multiple people, including myself, we just launched a brand new product who launched products and are profitable on Amazon. So is it Amazon or is it you? Now, breaking down, it's too saturated, bro. Amazon is quite literally the largest e-commerce platform in the world. Amazon themselves has stated multiple times, and I'm pretty sure it would actually be illegal for Amazon to say this publicly because they're a publicly traded company and then it not be true. And fact check me, that part could be incorrect about the it's illegal. But they've literally said multiple times, we do not have enough sellers on our platform. Largest e-commerce platform in the world, over hundreds of millions of customers. They don't have enough sellers to fulfill the major demand that they have. And then somehow you think it's too saturated, right? If Amazon is, I love this where I go with this every time. But if Amazon is too saturated, brother, you should never apply for another job again because there's going to be too many applicants applying for the same job as you. You should never apply for a college or a school because there's going to be too many applicants who are competing against you. It's too saturated. You should teach your kids to never compete in sports and never to compete to win because everything is too saturated, brother, right? Are you going to tell your kids, listen, Jimmy, I know you're trying to go, win this basketball. How many people win or play on basketball team? Is it 5 on the court? Listen, I know you're trying to win the basketball team, but there's 5 other competitors out there, Jimmy. It's too saturated. You shouldn't even try to win. When I say it like that, it sounds so outlandish. You're like, Luke, that's just dumb. Why would you say it? That's what saying Amazon is too saturated essentially is. It's not too saturated, bro. If you want to win in life, you don't avoid competition. You become better than the competition. LeBron James didn't say, man, there's how many NBA teams are there? 32 or something? There's 32 other NBA teams or 31 other NBA teams. I shouldn't go compete and try to win a championship because it's saturated. The competition is saturated. I can plug in a million examples and it would just be repetitive, but you get the point that I'm trying to make. There's no such thing as saturation. Be better. Kev, I was just about to message you. I saw you. But yeah, man, Amazon's not too saturated. Just be better in the market. And if you think Amazon is saturated and you're trying to decide between Shopify and Amazon, it's going to be a rough go, brother, because Amazon, even though it's the anomaly, it's likely not, I want to emphasize this, it's likely not going to happen to you. But with Amazon, you have the potential of launching a product, 0 ad spend, 0 reviews. Again, this is the anomaly. It's likely to not happen, but start getting sales. You know what's almost guaranteed not to happen when you launch a Shopify store? That. Because you need to drive traffic. Shopify is not the largest e-commerce platform in the world. In fact, it's Shopify and then your subdomain, which is a subsect of Shopify. Nobody knows, like, it's not like people log on to Shopify and just start searching for products on Amazon. So essentially the link that you create your Shopify store on is obscure. Nobody knows it. So you're still going to have to create Facebook ads, Google ads, send your product out to influencers. If anything, it's actually, you're going to have to work harder to achieve the results. And by the way, I did not I'm not trying to like come at you, by the way, bro. Like I say that to like unlock a different thought track, not to be like, oh, bro, how could you think like this or anything? Like, no. I get it. The internet tells you Amazon is saturated. The world tells you it's saturated. You know what I mean? It's just a different perspective switch. That's it. I found a product on Amazon with the brand. I answered that. If I have a test order 300 unit at 5 cost and supplier said 500 units for 365, should I do it? If you're still profitable at 5 and your margins are good, no. But it's good to know that you can get it for cheaper at 500. Because you still don't have that proof of concept, that data yet. How long did it take you to reach this level of success? I mean, I've been doing Amazon for 6 years now, so that account's 4 years old. And how many hours a week do you work? I mean, I work like a madman, but that's not just on my Amazon business. I have multiple businesses, employees, students, right? So I work a lot, but on Amazon itself, a few hours a week. Tyler, if you go to the TikTok bio and apply for the program, my team will be able to answer every question that you have about the AMZ Masterclass, aka the Harvard of Amazon FBA private label education. Leo, thank you for the follow. Sourcing is tough though, not gonna lie. For arbitrage and wholesale, yes. For private label, although it's still has its challenges, I think it's a bit easier. Again, there's still challenges in every aspect of business. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's like, oh, yellow brick road. Beast mode, yes, sir. What are the tools you use to see how many particular products sold on Amazon? Helium 10. Which student are you most proud of and why? Two answers to this. Number one, I'm proud of any student that I see who, keep in mind, launching a product on Amazon is the bare minimum that you have to do to sell on Amazon. So like when somebody launches a product, it's exciting, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm the most proud of you. But when I see somebody who launches a product and they do all the fundamentals and that product is crushing it right off the bat, very, very proud. Or even a little more so, when I see someone who's struggling on Amazon, but then they make optimizations and they're proactive about it and it literally clicks. They're like, oh, my conversion is not good. Let's optimize my images. Let's optimize my reviews. And then those students end up, having successful products. Very, very proud. So any student in those two positions are some of my most proud students. My most proud student is a student who we'll see. I'm now competing with this student, but they're crushing it. They're doing like 300K a month right now across platforms. So yeah, I would say that's a very proud moment seeing numbers like that. What's the approximate minimum budget to get a product off the ground? 3K. Step to find good wholesalers. I do private label, so I don't do wholesale. Is the listing service you created the same people who do your listings? Yes, Kevin. The product that I just launched for the 0 to 1 mil series, that team literally did that listing and a lot of previous ones. What was your first method when you started private label? Did you start private label from day one? I did. Ghost. Ramay. Thank you so much for the follow. What other businesses do you have? I have the mentorship. I have the listing creation service. I created a shipping service. And then I have some other little side businesses that are getting worked on right now. I'll share more about that. And then I have some investments that aren't necessarily like super passive. They're not necessarily passive, but it's not necessarily like work around the clock every day. But that obviously takes time. We have the students, and then of course all of my team that I have to manage. Laston is called. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. All right, let's get it. Make sure you guys drop your questions down below. Should I go get my charger? I probably should. Did your first ever listing hit the ground running, and is that listing still active? I don't own that brand anymore, Ghost. So that's one thing, the first product and brand that I created. Why did FBA just blow up on TikTok in the past year if it existed for a while? Andre, where have you been, my friend? Just because you guys have to understand that just because something just started popping up on your algorithm does not mean that it's just started blowing up in the past year. In fact, some of my, this is my second account for some, or not my second, excuse me, let me rephrase that. This is my only account. I used to have an old account. I lost it. That account had like 30-something thousand followers. My most viral videos on that account and this account are more than a year old. So it didn't just start popping off. It's been around for a while. It just probably started popping up on your algorithm. You could also go look at any creator's videos who hasn't just been making content for a year, and you'll see that they have viral videos from years and years to come. Perception is everything, everybody. And also, Ghost, my very first product that I launched was successful as well. How much did you start with when you started private labeling? I started with 4,900 USD total. I launched with a gummy supplement, so it was a little bit more expensive. When doing product research, how many products would you put on a list? Well, when I'm first starting, like, it depends on how many products I find. If I was a newbie, it wouldn't be like an absurd thing if I only had one product on that list. When you finally have your list, helps you narrow down the winning product, the one that meets my product criteria and one that I can stand out, differentiate, and add value into the competition with. A little experience with arbitrage, but I'm all private label. Started with private label. It's my primary thing. If anything, arbitrage was like a little bit of a test. If you buy on Alibaba, how do you get the product to Amazon's warehouse? You create a shipment on Amazon and then send all of your inventory from the manufacturer to FBA's fulfillment centers. You either do that with a freight forwarding company or your manufacturer. Common shipping mistakes. Not making sure that the barcodes and labels are scannable, putting the wrong barcodes on items, not getting a product inspection done to make sure that everything is good before it's shipped, not getting a sample to make sure that the quality of the product that you're shipping is good, not getting quotes from different freight forwarders to make sure that you're getting a good shipping rate. Doing air shipping would be a mistake because that would cost you like 10 times more than sea shipping. So I just look for a new supplier that does 300 units. Then yes, also keep in mind that if you're doing like big customizations, that the MOQ is going to be much higher. Is $1,000 enough to start? Not private label, the business model that I do. It would be enough to start arbitrage arbitrage, not wholesale. Online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, but that is not the business model on Amazon that I do. I do private label. Mikey, thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate you and everybody in the live vibing, asking questions. Let's get it. I think on that note, though, everybody, make sure if you guys like the lives that you guys go show some love to my last few videos. I do, Zaid. And if you guys like the videos and like the lives and want a more in-depth guide on Amazon FBA private label and to have me as your personal mentor along your journey, be sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program in the TikTok bio. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. For information about the program, be sure to apply in the TikTok bio. If you qualify for the program, you'll be prompted to book a call with my team. My team speaks for me. They'll be able to answer any questions that you have. Either Adam or Kobe is who you'll be speaking to, both all-stars. God bless y'all, and I will see you soon.